Let's do business news. My name is Laban Clay Fonserio. Kenya is set to hit its 1 billion barrels oil target, going by the recent oil find in Turkana County. Tullow Oil has announced more oil finds in its oil block 13T, that's in Erut 1 basin located in Turkana County. The company says it has struck more oil after drilling through 25 meters of an oil reservoir. The British explorer declined to mention the amount of barrels struck. Erut 1 basin is Tullow Oil's virgin exploration field, with the previous records of oil find not being found. Now, this marks the 4th year since Kenya struck oil in Turkana's Lokichar Basin, setting the country on a path to join oil-producing nations. The current reserves are estimated at 750 million barrels. Kenya plans to export its first consignment of 2,000 barrels of oil per day beginning June to test the global oil market, pending construction of a pipeline that will allow a large-scale shipment. According to the Ministry of Energy, Kenya will make a profit if global oil prices maintain an average price of $34 to $50 per barrel. Kenya has taken the lead among its East African Community member states in seeking to create a joint financial and trade hub for Africa and opted to pursue it with Mauritius. President Uhuru Kenyatta met and agreed with Mauritius Foreign Affairs, Regional Integration and International Trade Minister at State House, Nairobi. The head of state said the two countries will sign agreements that will ensure Kenya and Mauritius become Africa's financial, maritime and aviation hubs. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs is to ensure the establishment of a joint commission of cooperation which will follow and implement the issues agreed. And to that story we highlighted to you earlier, the iconic Ambassador Hotel building in Nairobi is one of the properties, among others, valued at billions of shillings that 7 sons of deceased businessman Samuel Minor have opened a vicious battle in court to control. 4 of Minor brothers have accused the siblings of taking exclusive control of family-owned businesses and locking them out of proceeds realized from their various commercial ventures. They're seeking to stop them from collecting the rent from the disputed properties until the case is determined. Now, grab yourself a copy of tomorrow's Business Daily to find out details of this and more. And of course, coming in from London, we cannot miss to have a dose of Brexit. And the British government will seek new trade agreements with other countries in light of Brexit, a factor which may lead to a change in the trade and agreement with Kenya further down the road. Now, in a much-anticipated speech outlining the parameters to guide Brexit, British Prime Minister Theresa May said the process will be executed in phases. And here now is Alex Mwangi with more on Brexit and how this relates to trade with Kenya.
New trade agreements with other countries.
That is one of the 12 objectives that British Prime Minister Theresa May outlined on Tuesday morning regarding the quest to make Brexit a reality. Besides providing Kenya with a sizable number of tourists annually, the United Kingdom is one of Kenya's largest trade partners. For the first 10 months of 2016, exports to Britain were valued at 30.9 billion shillings, a 10% drop compared to a similar period last year. The Brexit process will be drawn out for years.
I want us to have reached an agreement about our future partnership by the time the 2-year Article 50 process has concluded. From that point onwards, we believed a phased process of implementation in which both Britain and the EU institutions and member states prepare for the new arrangements that will exist between us will be in our mutual self-interest. This will give businesses enough time to plan and prepare for those new arrangements.
The UK has been a major contributor to the European Union's budget. The Prime Minister did not mince her words in describing the extent to which the EU has contributed to the growth of the UK's GDP.
Since joining the EU, trade as a percentage of GDP has broadly stagnated in the UK. That is why it is time for Britain to get out into the world and rediscover its role as a great global trading nation.
May says the UK will seek a free trade agreement with the EU.
While I am sure a positive agreement can be reached, I am equally clear that no deal for Britain is better than a bad deal for Britain. because we would still be able to trade with Europe. We would still be free to strike trade deals across the world, and we would have the freedom to set the competitive tax rates and embrace the policies that would attract the world's best companies and biggest investors to Britain.
The vote in favour of Brexit is one of the momentous events that took place in 2016, whose political and economic ramifications will be felt for years to come.
Thank you.
Alex Mwangi, NTV.
Saccos are calling on the government to lower taxes in order for them to offer their loan facilities to a majority of Kenyans. Nyeri Teachers Sacco, which rebranded to Nefortis, said that this will enable them to open the facility to the informal sector.
Even within the regulation, we need to support those of us who are down there so that at least the regulator can assist them to rise up. And that is one of the challenges that the movement has had. The other thing is about governance, which we are addressing adversely. That governance should be given to people who are ready to work for the community, based and focused in engineering this movement to ensure that it grows.
Last but not the least on our bulletin tonight, as the water shortage rages on in the country, Procter & Gamble, in partnership with World Vision, have committed to invest 50 million shillings to provide clean water to 12 counties across Kenya. This partnership, which is in line with P&G's Children's Safe Drinking Water, that's CSW program, is geared towards reducing death and illness in which children which will result from drinking contaminated water. Now, 75,000 people across the counties of Makueni, Machakos, Kitui, Kajiado, Taita, Taveta, Narok, Kisumu, Isiolo, Marsabit, Elgeyo Marakwet, Baringo and Homa Bay are set to be trained on a shortage and storage of water treatment to improve sanitation and hygiene awareness.
Liters of water which they have assisted in this country since they started the process. We are very happy that they have contributed to ensuring that we have safe drinking water. As you are aware, 80% of communicable diseases is related to water, and therefore if we fix case of water, it means we will be improving our health and public health issues.
Remember, you can find these stories and more on our NTV and Business Daily online and social media pages. That's it for me. My name is Laban Cliff Onsero. Mark and Smriti will be back with more news.